Okay, that was really good practice. Oh man, I'm so sorry. So stupid. We're gonna get this thing down for a 1. Okay, so it's easy to record all of the mics at once, but now this thing is okay. Take 3. How's that? For real.
The recording is still at full.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it that way.
All right. Well, this is taking a couple of takes, so yeah. I'm not laughing at anything. But hey, everybody, welcome to a new thing we got going on over here at Angemar. We're calling it WTF-DFW, and well, before we even go any further, well, we'll make it a point right here that if you're easily offended, if you don't like cursing, if you don't like, I guess inappropriate comments, it's probably best that you turn it off and don't follow what we're talking about. For those that know me, they reference me as, Big Mike over at Fat Daddy's. The staff calls me Wawa. Mike Wazinski, area director for, guess you could say, for Angemar Retail Group. Fat Daddy's is one of our locations there, but I am from New York and I don't have a filter. So unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, what you see is what you get. What comes out of my mouth is, what's on my mind. So nobody leaves a conversation saying, I wonder what he meant when he makes a comment. So we're talking about WTF-DFW, and in this case, it's actually Where's the Fun DFW. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the area. I'll even, start talking a little bit about some of our, I'm not going to say competitor venues, but our brother and sister venues that are out there supporting live music, as well as talking about, some of our other retail locations, Thompson's Bookstore in downtown Fort Worth, Marksman Firearms. We have multiple locations there. House of Hot Rods, and any events we have, going on at HOH. Kind of cover the gamut of it a little bit, as there are events that are out there. So, we're going to primarily talk about whatever, we come up with on a week-to-week basis. So let's talk about, one of the primary things that have just recently started happening out there is the DFW music scene. I remember years ago, and this is probably 9 or 10 years ago, Fat Daddy's was probably one of the first live music venues that started introducing tribute bands on Thursday nights as part of our live music setup. So live music or tribute bands have been out there for a long period of time. Unfortunately, now it's become, in my opinion, oversaturated. So we'll take, I guess a group of people that are attributing a band, let's say, for instance, for lack of not offending anybody, the Village People. You might have a DFW Village People band. You might have, North Dallas, Village People band. One down from Houston. You might have one that's in the Fort Worth area, and band A is playing, Thursday night at this venue, Friday night at this location, Saturday night at this location. Well, if you have a band like the Village People being tributed in Dallas on Friday, why is somebody going to want to come see them again on Saturday? You can't like the Village People that much that you're going to want to follow them from venue to venue. But that's happening with more and more bands that are out there. So we're noticing a little bit of oversaturation out there. And I'll talk about that with this, specifically why I started changing the way I did some of my bookings for 2024 at Fat Daddy. So, but there are bands that are starting to get it, I guess, a little bit more. So they're covering more of a, genre, I guess, or some of them are actually covering multiple genres and keeping people entertained. So a band that seemingly just shot out of nowhere recently, they're called Iconic. And ironically, they're playing at Fat Daddy's on January 26th. It's the same night I'm celebrating my birthday up there, so we're going to have a ton of people up there. But if you want to, come on out, I like shots. I'm not opposed to that, so come celebrate with us. But more importantly, come check out this band because they cover everything from Bruno Mars to Bon Jovi. They have live video playing behind them of the original, videos from MTV. If anybody remembers MTV when it was actually played music. But they get it. They're just covering a whole group of bands and genres that are out there, and they keep people out on the dance floor, they keep people partying, and it's incredibly entertaining. So if you haven't seen them, come on out, check them out. But if you have seen them, come on out again because they're all over the place, they play everything, and they bring a really good time. Another band, more recently, my buddy Lee's band, he's got a band called Frequency. They play a variety of rock music. They're not, tied to one particular genre, but they're playing some rock music that I haven't heard bands play in a period of time. So good job to Lee. We have them booked this year as well. Trying to get some other ones, but he's got vacation or whatever that he's dealing with or whatever. So he turned down actually some dates, but I'll get you, Lee. Another one is Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell band. He's the house band over at Billy Bob's. Well, we booked him, bringing him in, and he plays a super variety of country music, from traditional country to more modern stuff. And modern stuff, I mean like your Parker McCollum type of music and Cody Johnson and all of that. So he keeps people out on the dance floor, two-stepping and all of that as well. So if you notice, all of these bands that I'm mentioning are bands that cover a big variety and keep people engaged, and I think that's going to bring people more out or out more to these live music venues that are out there. But we're still going to honor the tribute bands, but as we're thinking about what's happening out there in the Metroplex, I'm booking bands less frequently now to try to spread it out, and I know it pisses off a couple of bands because they used to have getting 4 or 5 shows a year from me, and they might only be getting 1 or 2 now, but unfortunately, or fortunately, my job is also part of it to put asses in seats and bring some revenue into the club. And I'm going to try to do that by booking a variety. So, you might come out Thursday, see one type of band, one type of music. Friday is going to be vastly different. Saturday is going to be completely different from that. So I'll try to mix it up a little bit. On the same note, I'm trying to book some original bands. Now, these original bands also might cover some, do some cover songs to fill in, as they're developing their, I guess, expertise, whatever. But I'm really into supporting, original music. I grew up, playing in bands, and we did our, originals, but we also did covers. And it's about going out there and making music and trying to ensure like the music industry continues on. So if we have these bands that are playing original music, I want to try to get them in and try to promote them as much as possible. So you have a band like perfect example, another one of my buddies, Aaron Copeland, who does have a new music or a new album coming out, but he comes out, he plays an assortment of country music, he mixes in his originals, just enough so it keeps people engaged. But I mean, he's got some, new music coming out. One of my favorites, and my wife as well can attest. He's got a song, "Baby Needs Some Neon," incredible. Another song, "Lovin' on You," that's climbing up the charts, and also you see him, scheduled 3 or 4 times during the year. Come on out and check him out if you like the country music genre, and if not, just maybe it'll open your eyes to something else more local. But another band that, along the same note, that I really just started getting turned on to a little bit is Messer, and met him a couple of months back at a DFW tribute award that we were at, which, by the way, Fat Daddies did win an award for supporting venue in the DFW area. And more importantly, our sound guy, Brian from Sound Vision, won, I guess, production manager, whatever, or, whatever you want to call it, sound guy of the year for his work. He's absolutely incredible. But Messer, I met him up there, and shortly thereafter got turned on to, he had a new video come out, I think "Lay Down Your Heart" or something like that, which to me it's got like a Daughtry vibe to it, but great music, and I love, listening to these, bands that are out there. So, tribute is out there, original music. I'm trying to bring a little bit more of that in, but, I'm curious, like, what everybody out there, what your thoughts are, as to what the tribute scene is and what the original music scene is looking like, and what do you want to see and what do you want to talk. So, I mean, if we're going to post this on, Facebook or Instagram, leave a comment, let us know what your thoughts are. But I'm really curious to see, if everybody else is thinking the same thing that's out there. So, the other thing is, if you do have new music, shoot me an email with a link to your music, so I could try to maybe play snippets of it on here or listen to it. We can open it up to get feedback from people out there, but to help you promote your music. But understand, if you're sending me something, if it's not my cup of tea, I might, comment that it's really not my cup of tea. But it might be for somebody else out there that want to listen to it. So shoot me an email with a link to your music if you want us to consider you for our rotation or talk about it, more importantly, through these podcasts. Our producer over here, Clinton, I'm sure he could kind of put that up there. My email is Mike. Look at that. Mike.Warzinski@angmarcompanies.com. So I'm sure I'll put a little blurb out there for what it is. I'm not going to go and spell it. It's, it's not an easy one to put out there. So that's pretty much it. We want to hear from you. I want to be able to, find out what's going on out there in the industry and what you guys think, and maybe talk about, some, new music that's coming out or original music that's coming out that we want to be able to listen to and, offer feedback, our own thoughts, and get feedback from the people out there. I mean, you're trying to get your music out there. Don't be afraid of, negative criticism or positive criticism. So you got to take that risk out there, and hopefully it'll work out for everybody. The bands that are out there, as well as our venue, as we're listening to or trying to bring in new music. So another thing I'll do from time to time is maybe bring in local musicians to kind of talk about and promote what they've got going on. Whether it's if they're bringing in new music out there, or if they were just in here and want to shoot the shit a little bit, bring a guitar and, sit back over there. We got a nice little area behind us where, it's set up and conducive to somebody playing guitar and being engaged in this podcast as well. So, other than that, booking at Fat Daddy's is almost complete for 2024. And, I know this has been a little bit of a challenge, this year with booking live music. But again, because I'm trying to get a variety, but when I keep explaining to people that booking music is like minuscule part of what my day-to-day job is, but it probably delivers 50% of the headaches that I have to deal with on a daily basis, from bands that cancel or just trying to, appease everybody. I hate saying no to people. I've even had, bands out there, and I try to go out to different venues, and, when people find out I'm with Fat Daddies, somebody's notoriously thinking, oh, you need to bring this band in, and unfortunately, sometimes I get stuck in the conversation, not stuck in the conversation, but talking to somebody about a band that I'm really not a fan of or I'm not really impressed with. And there have been times I've been out there and they're like, hey, what about this band? I'm like, nope. I just don't like them. I don't think they're that good. They don't draw a crowd. I think they're an imitation of this type of band. And unfortunately for me, I've also said that to girlfriends or actual musicians in the band itself. So it did get me in trouble a couple of times when they're offended by it. But I am almost complete. I'm still reaching out to a couple of bands. I booked a bunch of them yesterday, again, trying to fill the calendar. But my focus was to try to bring in some, newer bands or bands that I haven't out there in a long time. So I think I have 155 potential dates for live music out there, and I actually have, I think I'm at 75 different bands playing on those 155 dates. So if you think about it, that doesn't leave a lot of opportunity for, a band to get, 2 or 3 dates throughout the year. But some of these bands that I'm bringing in, Gunnar Latham is one. He's a badass country artist out in like South Texas. I had him out last year, and the kid's phenomenal. Like he takes the stage and he owns it. But when you see him come, and I got him booked twice this year, come on out and check this kid out. It's unbelievable. But we also have Pride in the Name of You Too, Animals, which is a Maroon 5 tribute. I mentioned Messer. We've never had him before. Texas Whiskey and You, a Chris Stapleton tribute, a new one that came out. Andrew Dolan, I think he's out of the Burleson area, but he started taking over the Chris Stapleton tribute, and last time they played at Fats a couple of weeks ago, place was slammed. We also have the Tools coming out, a Tool tribute, Seeger Systems. We have Rise Against the Machine, who I saw them at the DFW Awards that we were at, and they are just unbelievable. And I'm not a huge Rage Against the Machine fan. I do know, like most of you, probably 2 or 3 songs, but I was just blown away at their talent, their energy, and what they brought to that stage. So I'm really looking forward to that. A Tom Petty tribute that's out there called Heartbreak Petty. Spread Eagle, a badass band out of New York that we're bringing in. They just got stuck in that rut between, when, good hard rock and metal was being diminished by that crappy Nirvana grunge scene that destroyed music and all of that. So, but we got Spread Eagle coming out in a couple of weeks. Barefoot Nation, haven't had them. It's a Kenny Chesney tribute, but they're coming. Billy Joe Jones, country artist out of the area here. She's coming, playing with Aaron Copeland at a show this year. Vital Signs, Survivor tribute. A new band that's being put together by Chi called Honcho, the band. So trying to get them a couple of more dates. Disco Queen, another one taking over where La Freak, I guess stopped playing at, clubs and all of that and just doing festivals and all. So as you can see, it is a variety that I'm bringing in. A lot of your staples are still going to be there. So Incognito, Inhaling, those type of bands, Metal Shop, Rockaholics, that 70s band, all of them is still coming out, and I have them spread out the year. So be on the lookout. Like I said, there's a genre that we're not covering. I think we're covering it now. So you could come out on a Friday, you could come out again on a Saturday, have 2 different experiences, and just have a great time. And I think anybody that knows Fat Daddies knows we're just there to have a good time. We got great food, we got great servers and bartenders, sound guys, unbelievable. You can just be out there, have a good time, relax, and just have fun. So don't be afraid to come out a couple of times a month. There's a good likelihood you'll see me out there because I'm there quite frequently, but coming out, have a good time. What's happening specifically now at Fat Daddy's this week? We got, live band karaoke tonight, but it's on every Wednesday night. That's with Shannon Cobb, and that's been taking off slowly but surely. It's fun. I'm seeing, people out there singing Donna Summer. I'm seeing people out there singing stuff from, Grease or, that song, I've Had the Time of My Life. I've seen people doing country, rock, and they're all being supported by a live band behind them. So it's not just your regular karaoke. You're actually being supported by 1, 2, I think 3 other musicians on the stage with you as you're singing. So it's a great variety, great time. And these aren't like expert karaokeers, and I know people are intimidated by that because you got people who just want to come out and, think they're trying out for American Idol, and that's not what we're doing. We're just having a good time drinking, and obviously the saying goes, the more you drink, the better some people sound. So come on out and enjoy that every Wednesday night. We have on Thursday, Animals, the Maroon 5 tribute, the first time they're coming out to Fat Daddy's. I'm really looking forward to it because I don't know if anybody that could sing like Adam. The guy's got an incredible voice, the real Adam. So I'm curious to see how they're going to pull this off and what they're about. But come on out and support them on a Thursday. It's a free show. We don't charge cover on Thursday night, so that's from, I believe, somewhere around 8 to 10 o'clock. The same thing with the live band karaoke. Friday, we have that 70s band. Saturday, we have 2 guitar virtuoso bands that are out there. We have Texas Flood. the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute, and everybody knows Tommy. The guy's super incredible. He, I think, won an award as well for Guitarist of the Year out there at that award show. And they're playing with Bad Love and Eric Clapton tribute and that's on Saturday night. That show will start at 9 o'clock. So come on out to Fat Daddy's there. Also remember, we're open during the week for lunch over there from 11 to 2. We have specials, and we're calling it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. We have options for you from a bowl of soup to salads, hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger, and I promise you, the price that you could get for the food and the quality you're getting at Fat Daddy's is better than anything you're going to get from any fast food out there for lunch. So come on out and enjoy some lunch. Fat Daddy's recently, some of the updates we got going on, just to keep you aware, we put in a new drum riser, so if anybody has been out there, you've seen the drum riser, and trying to get that wrapped a little bit to get our, logo out there and hide the underneath of it, but we have a new riser right out there. We have new wiring happening for all of our TVs out there, and I think we have 50, 55 TVs out there, but we're rewiring the whole building and going to a matrix system, so we can have an individual, show on each individual TV. So we got that going on. Let's see. So the wiring for the TVs, we just got new LED lights put in throughout the club, new ceiling fans put in. So our owners have invested a lot of money recently into Fat Daddy's to keep it fresh and to keep things updated for you. So that's what's been going on there. Upcoming events, I already talked about this week. Next week we have King George coming out there on Thursday. Like I told you, Iconic is out there Friday night for, my little birthday bash, but come check them out. You won't be disappointed. And then Saturday, we got Back in Black playing with Monkey Business, a Skid Row tribute. That Skid Row band, they're new, but my Lord, I think they're nailing it. They've only been around for a couple of months, but they're probably one of my favorite newer bands that came out in the tribute scene this year. February, we got Spread Eagle. They're coming out. March, Van Hagar from New York is returning, and I know they come in for 2 shows, and they had to cancel their last one in September due to some, family illnesses that were out there and they were dealing with. But great group of guys, super, super talented, and they cover like the Sammy Hagar genre, or I guess Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen. Yeah, they'll mix some of your old traditional DLR songs in there, but they're primarily Sammy Hagar, but super talented. So they're coming out there. In March, we also have Galentine coming out February 14th out there. We have Mardi Gras parties coming up and St. Patrick's Day. So those are some upcoming events that we got going on. But also remember, one of our other venues, not live music, but Thompson's Bookstore in downtown Fort Worth. It's at 900 Houston Street. We could probably put that up there on the screen as well. But that's it's a high-end craft cocktail whiskey bar. People most know it for having the speakeasy in the basement, but the owners just went through a massive renovation. So a lot of money spent to redo the basement, the speakeasy. So it's got that kind of Al Capone's hideout little flair to it. So the third floor is an event center, and then the second floor is, and the third floor is our cigar lounge. And that cigar lounge has been taking off. It's incredible. It is clean. You could go up there with your partner, spouse, whatever, and they're not going to leave, like constantly talk about, oh, my hair smells like, cigars. The ventilation system we have in there is phenomenal. So you can actually come out and just feel comfortable that you're not going to reek like cigars, but we carry $40,000, $50,000 in, cigars out there, and maybe 60, 70 different brands of cigars. So we've got it. We've got some pretty popular cigars out there. Like I said, it's been taking off. So come down to Thompson's on February 14th. We're having a Valentine and Galentine's event, and I think from I think it's 4 to 7 or
Yeah, 4 to 7.
4 to 7. It's ladies only. No dudes allowed out there. So if a woman wants to come out with their girlfriends and all, they could come out. Don't have to deal with the stress of, dudes being around. So if they want to go out there and smoke a cigar, come on out and smoke a cigar. Enjoy just, your friends out there without, dudes trying to, hone in on you. But part of that is we're going to have some drink specials out there. We're going to have 3 specialty drinks. And for those that are interested, if you go up to the event center floor and order one of those specialty drinks, you have the opportunity to learn how to make it yourself. We're going to teach you how to make it. We'll give you like a recipe card so you can take home with you, and we'll have, I guess, a little bartending kit that available for purchase if you want that. Pretty inexpensive, but just a cool experience so you guys can, yourselves can learn how to make some of these drinks and take it home. So if you do enjoy the drinks, you have an opportunity for 3 different drinks to add to your repertoire. At 7 o'clock at night on February 14th, we're going to open it up to the public. So guys and women could come out there and do their thing. Same thing, if you want to order a specialty drink, you can learn how to make it up on the event center floor as well. But come out, enjoy a cigar, enjoy the day, celebrate your, I guess, love or lack thereof, whichever you prefer. So that's pretty much it with Thompson's out there. Be on the lookout. We're going to do some other events like Red Hat Day and Kentucky Derby, and we're continuing to put some specialty events up there and looking for some more VIP events that we can have for wine tasting and cigar pairing or things of that nature. So be on the lookout. But that's it. Now, don't want to take too much time. Ready to wrap this up. But again, come on out, support live music. Come on out and support, local businesses, and give us your feedback. Let us know. So leave your comments here, what you think. Email me links to your bands if you want to talk about your bands or try to get on the calendar, whatever the case may be. But understand our calendar for the year is full, but I'm always on the lookout for new bands, and while we have cancellations and all, I try to do that to give everybody the opportunity to be able to take the stage over Fat Daddy. So appreciate you listening. We'll do this like once a week or something, just to try to introduce what's going on locally and kind of promote some of the new events. So take care. Have a great week. Stay warm out there. Peace.